What is up, guys? Maccabee Speed coming at you. Very special episode. If you are watching this episode in the premiere, welcome to the premiere. Welcome to the first Maccabee Speed subscriber collaboration. Last weekend we went ahead and we went out into the unincorporated lands in Northern California to go ahead and stretch the Blitz out to longer distances. Got into some really amazing things out there. A subscriber came out and met up with me, brought his 30 cal Blitz, I brought my 25 cal Blitz, brought a boatload of ammunition with us, and really got some good downrange data, guys. Today's episode does not focus on accuracy. Please do not expect to see quarter-size groups at 100 yards. Today's episode is strictly focused on the Army Pine Board test. The Army uses the half-inch pine board as a lethality test to go ahead and see whether or not a weapon system passes the energy level necessary to be considered a lethal weapon. Now, that half-inch board was placed in this episode at different increments of distance, and we went ahead and saw exactly how far out we could get clean, lethal pass-through with the Blitz. I really think the results are going to surprise you guys. To everybody who said that there was no difference between the 25 caliber and the 30 caliber, I think you're going to be in for a treat. The results blew me away as far as the difference between these two rifles, as well as the similarities that we were able to find. Alright guys, without wasting any more time, let's get right into the long range shooting with the Blitz. Gentlemen, we are out on the open road. Adventure awaits us. We are en route to the BLM lands out in Northern California, and that acronym stands for the Bureau of Land Management. The Bureau of Land Management basically has jurisdiction and control over all of the areas in which you can typically hunt, fish, do things of that nature. I'm really excited to see what this day has to offer for us, guys, and I can't wait to get into it. What is up, guys? Maccabee Speed coming at you. Very spicy episode for you today. For the first time in channel history, I have hooked up with one of my subscribers and we are out here in the Bureau of Land Management area in Northern California. Not one, but two Blitzes, gentlemen. Clash of the Titans today, 25 cal, which you've seen on my channel in many videos if you're familiar with it, and a 30 cal. Also, like I said, brought by my subscriber. It's gonna be a great day, guys. You're gonna wanna watch this one all the way to the end. Alright guys, basically the way we're going to start this episode is we're going to do something we know we can do, which is a 10-yard distance. We're going to shoot it with the 25, we're going to shoot it with the 30. Then we're going to start to push it out to unknown distances that I haven't actually shot at yet and see exactly how long we're going to be able to carry that pass through downrange. Just for a control group first, we'll be shooting the 25 first in every single situation, followed closely by the 30. I'll tell you exactly what ammo we're using and exactly the range so that we can keep track of all the data, and we'll see exactly how far out we can get, guys. Let's get right into it. And fire. All right. Just to the left. This is a cool gun. Bigger hole than the 25 for sure. All right, guys, taking the Hatsan Blitzes out to 25 yards at this point. This is further than I have shot this platform in the time that I've owned it. So I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I'm excited to see. Seneca Domes, the heavy pellets online. Let's get it downrange. And fire. High right. Let's see if we can bring that a little bit closer to the point of aim there.
Still high right. All right, guys, same distance with the Hatsan 30 cal. Let's see what happens. Looks like 12 o'clock. Just high. Let's send one more. All right, guys, let's go ahead and head down range and inspect our board and see what happened. All right, guys, here we are at our 25-yard distance with the Hatsan Blitz, 25 caliber and 30 caliber respectively. And as you can see, it doesn't even look like either of these rounds are slowing down whatsoever. So we're gonna continue to push this back. Obviously, we have a pretty good distance behind us here, and we'll really be able to see the limits of these rifles. Let's get into it, guys. All right, gentlemen, we've gotten through 2 out of the 4 distances that we'll be shooting today. The next 2 distances, as you saw by the drone, are significantly farther. We're gonna be shooting at 75 and 100 yards, and this is laser rangefinder verified, not me making up a good story for YouTube, so you know it's a legit distance. Just looking around at the expanse around you, you can see that this is the type of place that you wanna stretch this kind of gun out. All right, guys, getting ready to stretch it out to 75 yards. This should be interesting. Firing. Just low to the left. It made it. I saw that. One mil dot above where I was shooting at 25 yards was able to put basically a fist-sized group right around that orange dot, guys. Let's go ahead and switch over to the 30 cal, see what we end up with on that end, and then take a trip downrange. Looks like it's about 6 inches low. Let's give it a couple of mil dots to see if we can't pull it in tighter. We're on target, gentlemen. Honestly, with a little bit of practice, a guy could refine this skill. I wish I had a scope cam for that last segment, because where the 30 was just kind of lobbing them in at a very predictable trajectory, on the other hand, you had the Seneca domes almost corkscrewing downrange. I don't know if that's due to the heavy head of that heavy 35 plus grain pellet with the wasp wasted design or what, but honestly, the trajectory of pellet looked much better on the 30 than on the 25. Let's go ahead and take a trip downrange and see what our effectiveness was as far as terminal energy is concerned. All right, guys, on the left there, we have the 25 caliber Blitz at 75 laser range verified yards. At the right-hand side here, we have the 30 caliber Blitz, same rangefinder verified distance. Absolutely 100% pass through on this half-inch board every single time. There are no pellets left in this board whatsoever. We have successfully proven the energy out to 75 yards. Let's move it back to 100 and keep rolling. All right, gentlemen, so we are just now passing the 75-yard distance. You can see that beast right there behind me. We are walking our way back towards our range, and it is quite the distance. Whew. Cardio getting a workout today, gentlemen. All right, guys, back at our shooting station at this point. The final range we'll be shooting at this point, it's gonna be 100 yards, just based on the ballistics that I've seen so far. I know this is what you guys are here to see. This is the meat and potatoes of what you've really been wanting. It's to see some long range accuracy, long range energy, and long range testing for the Blitz. So today we're gonna go ahead and give it to you, and we're gonna finish up at this 100-yard distance. If it looks like we have no problem there, we'll try and stretch it a little bit further, but let's get right into it with 25 cal. I heard it hit the board, but I do not see it.
I didn't see a splash either. You're low.
Okay, guys. A a full 5 mil dot adjustment just to be able to get solidly on the pine. Let's keep rolling. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hit that fun button and see exactly what we can do at 100 yards with a full auto burst from the 25.
Go for it, dude.
Peppered it. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the 30 cal now after we had a little bit of fun with the 25 at 100 yards and see exactly how the big brother performs at this distance. Let's get right into it. Firing. In the dirt, raising the ammo, raising the point of aim. We are approximately 6 mil dots above the point where we were shooting at our 25-yard distance. So that's just a quick reference point for you guys. Just like we did with the 25 caliber, guys, we gotta hit that fun switch with the 30, especially since it's doing so well accuracy-wise. Let's go ahead and finish this mag. That never gets old. No matter what, I'm like a huge man-child. As soon as I hit the fun switch every single time, I cannot get enough of that. It's just too much fun, guys. All right, guys, check this out. The 25 caliber Seneca domes did not pass through the 100-yard target. However, their big brother, the 30 caliber Blitz rounds, did. I'm shocked that the 25 caliber couldn't make it through the board at this distance, but that just goes to show you, you won't know until you test it. All right, gentlemen, this is gonna be the star of the show for you guys. This is the target that we're gonna go ahead and set at that 130 plus yard range. The laser rangefinder is at this point giving us a little bit of problems, so we may or may not get an accurate reading as far as where it sits, but by the same token, this is gonna be significantly further than the 100-yard distance, so it should be interesting. Let's stretch this 30 cal out as far as she'll go. All right, gentlemen, it's been absolutely incredible to see what kind of results we can get with the Hatsan Blitz at all these different intervals of ranges. Based on the fact that we did not pass through the board with the 25 caliber at 100 yards, I think it's kind of a moot point to try and stretch it out another 50%. Let's go ahead and go straight to the 30 cal testing and go out to 150 yards and see if we can get clean pass through. Here we go. Back on semi and firing.
No clue where that went.
No idea.
Okay,
low,
you
okay,
are low.
okay.
You're way low. Are you holding at the bottom?
Close.
You're on. Need to go a little right. One little right. You're on. You just went through, I think. Yep, I think you went through, dude, for sure.
Knocked it, dude. I saw that.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure those are going through. But you need to go right and go.
Okay.
Go a little bit right.
Here we go.
Yep. Go a little bit more.
And firing.
Oh dude, you're like almost there. Just keep it right.
Empty? I am empty. That's one mag. All right, gentlemen, now that I know exactly where the hold is, or at least a rough estimation as far as how to get on the pine, I'm gonna go ahead and dump a mag, and we can see exactly what the full auto is gonna be doing at 150 plus yards. So gratifying. An open bolt design can't be beat. Fire.
Okay. A little bit more, dude. You're like bottom of the scope.
Okay.
Though. So actually, you're more like what is that? 12. Yeah, you're still 7 o'clock though, but you're like bottom of the scope, dude.
Lower or higher that time?
I could not see that one.
Let's try this. Here we go, firing. I'm on.
You are. Okay, a little bit low left. Still low left. A little bit low left. Low left again.
That's a mag. All right, guys, so my camera did end up dying down here. As you can see, we had 0% battery left at this point, but we do have a board. And we have some hits, gentlemen. We have one that did not go through, potentially a skip. Another that did not go through. This one clean through, and hit it on the end.
Alright guys, if you made it this far in the video, this is the part where we go ahead and discuss the results that we had at the final 4 distances that we had. Let's go ahead and start off with our 75-yard target. As you can see, the heavy Seneca domes actually grouped fairly well for me just casually squeezing the trigger of a heavy triggered semi-automatic PCP. With a little bit more dialing into the scope and a little bit more precision on my end on the fundamentals, this could be tightened up. And having seen by the backside of this board, it's a usable distance as far as shown by the lethality test with the board. 30 cal, clearly a lower number of shots, but about the same size group. I gotta reiterate what I said in the footage. I felt like the 30 cal trajectory, even at 75 yards, was more stable than the 25. But the 25 did group, even if the pellet did corkscrew downrange. Different ammunition testing is going to be needed in the future to see if that's the case with the Blitz barrel in general in 25 or just the Seneca domes. Alright guys, now to me this is the absolute most interesting piece of data that we were able to gather for the day. The Blitz 25 caliber with the heavy Seneca domes just absolutely runs out of steam in the lethality test at 100 yards. You can see we have multiple 25 caliber domes embedded deeply in this wood panel, but none of them have penetrated completely through. Even though the wood fibers are blown out a little bit from the impact of so many rounds hitting in roughly the same area, there are no pass-throughs. Now the 30 caliber rounds that hit, on the other hand, every single 30 caliber round that ended up hitting the board ended up passing through the board. So we know for sure the 30 caliber passes that Army standard lethality test even at 100 yards where the 25 falls short. Alright guys, distance number 3, that 130 to 150 yard range. Now I say that kind of a span of distance because I would rather underestimate on YouTube than overestimate and be called a jackass. We were significantly further than the 100 yard range as shown in the drone footage and film, but the laser rangefinder was giving us problems at this point in the day. I definitely know this is a minimum of 30 yards further just based on the number of steps that it took to get out past the 100 yard range we were previously shooting at. I have a long stride, so I know for sure it's at least 130, but it could be as high as 150, which is what the laser rangefinder was actually telling us at this point. You can see up here the group that started to form from where I was clipping it in the top left corner in the footage.
One wheeled out right. You're on. You just went through, I think. Yep, and then you went through, dude, for sure.
Knocked it, dude. I saw that.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure those are going through.
this was actually not that bad of a group for this distance for this rifle. If you own one of these, you know how heavy the trigger is. So to be able to consistently be able to put it on the pine in roughly the same spot at this distance with the scope bottomed all the way out, pretty impressive, guys. On the back side of it, energy-wise, we definitely have complete pass-through every single time. Only one of these pellets is actually left in the board, and as we saw in the footage, that was actually a skip from me shooting low. Alright guys, and here's our final board at the 190 to 220-ish yard range. This is the one that was on the knoll that was even further than the previous target, and I know for sure it's at least 40 yards more from the previous shot, just like I said, based on paces alone. The rangefinder said it was in excess of 200, and the objective on the front needed to be focused around 200 to bring the picture in clear. So I definitely think that this is at least bare minimum 190-ish, which I'm going to state, so once again, I don't overstate into jackassery. You can see it's the same board that we pulled from way down range, because of the fact that I hit it on the side here, and we have all these different random impacts in the board. A couple of skips made a dent but didn't quite pass through, but the clean shots onto the pine didn't have a problem making a hole. That's gonna be my key takeaway here. The accuracy definitely widened up, partially because I was at the maximum adjustment of the scope and shooting all the way at the bottom of the lens, but it could be due to just inherent design of the gun as well. Time will tell, further testing will tell. I think it's gonna be a great place to end the video, guys, but if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you wanna see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notification button so you can stay current on what's going on the channel, as well as when new videos come out. If you really like this video, make sure you share it so somebody else can see it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.